What is that, guys? What is going on? Long awaited market outlook. Okay. Sorry, I've been away. I've been on holiday. I haven't really been at work. So this is my first session back, even looking at the charts. Okay. But I am here to bring you guys a forecast of things for the week ahead, of course. Okay. Now, for those that are beginners and looking to get involved and started in learning the skill set of trading, please check out our website, lickcapital.co.uk, and you can inquire with us about getting started on some mentoring. Okay, we have a lot of different packages for you as well, whether it's one-to-one, group courses, as well as the online course, which is basically pre-packaged videos for you guys to dive into at your own will and on your own time. Okay, so check it out, guys. So before we get into the charts, of course, we're going to check out the economic calendar for the weekend ahead, excuse me, just to see what forecasts news-wise we have that could obviously impact the markets. Okay, so starting off on Monday, nothing really standing out. We've got a few speeches, one from the Bank of England that kind of stands out. Nothing other than that. You've got unemployment rate coming from Greece, but that's not really that substantial, to be honest. And then going into Tuesday, we've got meeting minutes from the RBA. Definitely something to look out for. We also have the unemployment rate for the Great British Pound, so definitely interested in that. See what we're doing in terms of employment in the UK. See how that's kind of going to affect the charts and stuff like that. We have inflation rate for the euro, as well as CPI for the euro as well. Definitely looking into that too. Then we have building permits for the US as well. So Wednesday, we got a speech from Governor Lowe. We also have the inflation rate for the UK. So definitely interested in what the pound is going to be doing and how it's going to be lining up, because those are some very, very impactful pieces of data that are coming out. Okay. Later on, we also have on Wednesday, we have inflation for the Canadian dollar as well. Then we have home sales coming from the US, consumer confidence for the euro as well. That's definitely something to watch as well. Going into Thursday, we've got the Bank of England, Bank of Japan interest rate decision, and the balance of trade for Japan as well. We have the interest rate decision for the ECB. Now, this is definitely highly anticipated because they are talking about doing a big, big hike in terms of, trying to combat what is going on with inflation in the European zones as well. Don't know if you guys have been up to date. We've seen parity with the dollar and the euro, there being $1 for one euro for $1, which we haven't seen in my lifetime anyway. We haven't actually seen that, so that's quite crazy. So definitely eyes on Thursday with the interest rate decision for that. That's definitely something to poke your head in for sure. Then we got jobless claims for the US as well, and there's also a speech from President Lagarde, probably regarding the interest rate. And then on Friday, inflation rate for the yen, consumer confidence as well for the GBP. We have retail sales as well for the GBP. PMI for the Eurozone, so Germany and France, as well as the PMI for GBP as well. PMI for US as well. So there's a lot of manufacturing data on the Friday, as well as retail sales for the CAD. So definitely looking like a packed week full of event, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, probably looking like the main days from a fundamental perspective of what we can kind of conclude that could affect the market. So definitely going to be looking at the charts to see how we can capitalize on that. What I will start with, going over to the charts, I will look at the dollar first just to kind of see what that has been doing. Okay, so just want to look at how we have been affected. Like I said, this is my first day back on the charts. Haven't really had an eye on it. So what I have noticed is the dollar has risen quite a lot though, in terms of nearing a monthly, a quarterly zone, excuse me. I'm expecting price to reach the 1.110 level and maybe even a bit further than that, but that's like the minimum level I think that we could see it breach. Just for the simple fact there's long-standing liquidity there, long-standing imbalances there and stuff like that. So I do see it actually getting up there. We are retracing at the moment. As the market opens later on today, we can kind of see what exactly the market can entail. So, judging off of what the dollar's doing is still on this bullish streak. We have yet to see a higher time frame switch in structure or anything like that. So I do think we can still head a lot higher looking at what the dollar is doing. So I'm holding out for the 110 level, due to the fact that it's just there's reasons for it to go there. Okay, so I want to take a look at oil as well. I did have some zones here on oil. So what I've kind of noticed with oil is taking a look at the weekly. If we go to where we're at here, we had this area here where we was accumulating a lot of longs. And then last week, we actually took out all of that liquidity that was resting there. So what I am trying to see now is whether or not we can get a reaction back to the upside, okay, after taking out all of those lows, or whether we want to actually sink a bit lower. So after seeing what's it called on the Thursday, we kind of pushed down off that level. I was expecting a bigger reaction, which it hasn't quite done. But nonetheless, after taking out the liquidity that was resting there, we have kind of risen a little bit, but nothing continuous in terms of what we're seeing from an hourly and 4-hourly structure. It's not really that continuous. So I do believe as we kind of go into this week, we will see prices start to formulate some type of setup on this. I do believe we can push up higher, and unless we actually really breach this zone, which we haven't yet. We've kind of wicked the zone, but I do think we can pull back higher. There's reasons to go higher as well. And then, you know, see if we can get into some longs on oil, okay? So there's been a lot of talk with oil as well about recession fears being one of the reasons why oil was dropped and stuff like that. I don't necessarily think oil is going to, you know, tank through the floor. I do think, you know, in terms of the fuel crisis that is still happening in terms of what's going on with Russia and Ukraine, we can kind of see oil pick up. So let's see if we can actually get some longs out of this daily level again. Like I said, it's kind of just wicked the zone and taking out all the liquidity that was resting there. So I'm kind of just looking to see if a setup can formulate, see if we can get back up higher. So as and when these things kind of formulate, we can look to see if that is a setup can form and see if we can get in for a long on that. So going over to the S&P, it looks like I missed a crazy trade on Friday because I did have an alert go off, but again, this alert was before I went on holiday, so I wasn't really paying no attention. But what I did notice is that obviously with the alert going off, we have kind of taken out these lows here, as you can see, and then from there we've kind of formulated a move to the upside. So going on the hourly chart and then obviously kind of seeing what unfolded, yeah, it definitely looks like I missed out on a clean setup. For me, it looks very, very clean, and we could probably see some highs taken out now. So what I've noticed with the S&P going off of the daily, now that we swipe those lows, there's a reason for us to potentially get above these highs here as well, and potentially go above this high here as well. So I still think we'll probably see higher prices with the S&P after taking out all the liquidity that was resting there. And we may even see a potential bigger time frame pullback as well. That is still yet to really occur. So that I'm not ruling that out either, but I'm going to take it piece by piece in terms of how the picture is kind of playing out now. So those two immediate daily highs will probably be the next targets. And then potentially this one here just above the 3,900 level as well. So what that can kind of mean for what we're looking at with US30 and potentially NASDAQ. I don't really trade the NASDAQ, but there's probably a setup on there as well. But as you can see as well with US30, we kind of pulled down, same how the S&P is showing us. And then we had a great reaction to the upside. So I do expect us to potentially get above those daily highs to the nearest, you know, if you're looking for the nearest draws on liquidity, it will be those ones. Again, but if we want to do the bigger time frame pullback, i.e. The weekly and stuff like that, yeah, it can do that as well. So I definitely missed out on these trades here, just looking through my charts before I was doing this recording. Definitely would have been a clean setup to just go in there and then take that out. So we do have targets here as well. There's no reason why it ain't gonna go for those. As you know, as you can see, it's the nearest draws on liquidity. So going into the week ahead, I would you know, definitely keep an eye on some of the fundamental data from the inflation rates and what we're seeing with the UK as well in terms of the unemployment data. Those are the ones that stick out to me. But in terms of what we're seeing with the indices, probably get some continuations to grab the liquidity that's available to us. So those are the setups I've got for you guys right now in terms of how the outlook is, of course. For those that are in the Discord, of course, these will be posted in the chart section. If you have not got access to the Discord, again, head to our website at litcapital.co.uk. where you can inquire for a subscription fee, of course. Okay, so it's only £25 a month, but there's tons of value in there, including our setups, live trades, as well as fundamental releases as around the clock as well, as and when they happen. So yeah, man, for those guys that are interested in that, head over to the website now. Those are the charts I've got for you guys today. Thank you for tuning in. Of course, if you've liked this video and found it useful, please give us a like and subscribe, of course. And yeah, sorry for the delay. We've just been middle of the holidays, middle of the summer, as you can see. I just had a break, as did some of my partners as well. So we just haven't really been in sync to actually be giving you guys any market outlooks. But I hope this one was a eye opener for you and it was useful. Okay, obviously things are going to be running back to normal. We'll be giving this to you guys weekly. You know the vibes. Thank you for tuning in, and remember, guys, every day is money day. Peace.